So in essence, what we do, we help everybody sell like Tesla. So 5 clicks, you're able to buy a very complex product, get a immediate price. It's just a streamlined customer experience that, based on our observations, works really well in complex product sales.
Today, my guest is Leon. Leon is the CEO and co-founder of a company called SaleSqueze. Leon, please introduce yourself and the company. Tell us what you guys do.
Great. Thank you for having me. Yeah, my name is Leon and I'm the co-founder and CEO of SaleSqueze. SaleSqueze is a company that helps manufacturing companies streamline and simplify their product sales in a visual way. So in essence, what we do, we help everybody sell like Tesla. So 5 clicks, you're able to buy a very complex product, get a immediate price. It's just a streamlined customer experience that, based on our observations, works really well in complex product sales.
Super cool. So let me visualize this. If I would go and buy some Tesla, I want this tires and this color and this interior, and I can straight away see what I'm ordering. The price is updated live, and instead of me emailing your sales team, if you this Tesla sales agent, and then waiting for tomorrow to get a PDF, hey, this is your specs, that's the price, I can see it straight away, keep changing, look at the price and click order button, and that's ready to send. Is that what you mean by selling like Tesla?
Something like that, yeah. What is also a very good thing that Tesla did is they simplified their product down to a level that removes the paradox of choice from the buying decisions. So what we see most companies do is they try to keep inventing new stuff or new options to their already complex product portfolio in an effort to increase their market share, to please a larger audience. But as it turns out, the more options you have, it's more difficult to sell because people don't know what to choose. And one of our core value propositions is we also help companies to simplify that. So basically, we do an 80-20 analysis, and every company knows very well which part of the product portfolio brings the most revenue. So we try to focus on that and present to the end user or the end consumer the streamlined product experience that has limited choices in order to boost the sales and revenue generating.
Amazing. Completely get that. Yeah, we've discussed before the podcast, and I told you the story where we were selling something as an e-com brand and we had color options. Literally as simple as that, because we did exactly what your clients think, but more options is better. Turns out when you move with data, when you actually sell with data, it isn't. If you're going to just leave less choice, the decisions are going to be made much quicker.
Yeah, one of the classic examples I like to give to everybody, also my team, e-com has a conversion rate of around 2%, which means 2 people out of 100 that you pay for actually end up buying your products. And if you look into why that happens, try searching for men blue jeans trousers on Amazon. You're going to get 10,000 results. There's no way you can decide what to buy.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but you've mentioned your service is mainly targeted to manufacturers. Tell me how they benefit from this, because obviously when we're thinking sales and optimizing this process, we very often don't actually sell directly. So how is that you targeting manufacturers more than actually, retailers?
Yeah. So one of the biggest obstacles in the way they sell, so they, like you said, they don't actually do the product sales. They usually employ dealers or partner with dealers and distribution networks to actually move their product on the market. But one of the things they struggle the most is getting their brand pushed to the end buyers, because there's a huge network of people and there's no way to create demand. So resellers are usually the ones that serve the demand, but resellers oftentimes sell products from competitors. So for example, you're buying door or windows, there's a huge chance that your reseller is working with 2 or 3 manufacturers, and he's the one deciding what product they will sell. So what we help do is basically create a demand generation channel for manufacturing companies where they can create a demand generating experience for end buyers. So they are the ones pushing the product with a reseller and create growth and fill the order books for the manufacturer. So that's like one of the biggest impacts that we have on a certain manufacturing brand. The second thing is we bring in all sorts of efficiency throughout this network. So manufacturing companies rarely have an insight into what's going on. So how many customers the dealer is talking to, how many quotations do they issue, how much they are converting. So everybody wants to see their offers converting. And if manufacturer knows the numbers, they can help with different initiatives to help the dealer sell. So what our system also does is create a self-service way for the end reseller to generate quotations and place orders automatically with the manufacturer, streamlining and automating the entire process and eliminating errors in this process. So that's...
Yeah, super interesting. Okay, so let me just make it super clear so I understand it correctly. Essentially, you enhance their product that they do in the factory with digital innovation and basically enabling the distribution channel salesperson to be equipped with better selling tool of that product.
Yes.
Because, for example, I go and I try to buy a sofa with a dealer, and this factory that uses you guys has got all the software that goes with this, and the agent has got and can show me exactly the combination of color, and I want this feet and something, this color of the wood, and I know instantly how much it costs. I can visualize this rather than having conversation, or maybe you should be in blue and I'll send you a quote tomorrow. But on top of this, the factory gather all that data from the salespeople. They're not really the same company. They disconnected, might be completely different country and time zone, and they have access to that data live. That we had 20 quotes, 7 of them were blue, and red is actually closed, and the blues for some reason are not, and so on and so on. So they have access to that data, and they equip the salespeople to with that digital innovation.
Yeah. So like one of the most applicable things about having data is you can make informed decisions, which is very important when you plan your supply chain. So if you know what's selling, what are the options that people buy the most, even on an aggregated level. So we usually don't provide direct access to dealer information because dealer also needs protection, but we provide aggregated data. So what are the options that are frequently sold? What are the configurations that are best sellers? What's the conversion rate on offers versus orders for specific dealers? So based on that, manufacturer can have better data-driven decisions on how to plan their supply chain, what materials they need to pre-order, what should they keep in stock more, stuff like that. Usually, a lot of this is currently based on historical data and guesswork. So like this is another level of where we can add a lot of value.
Super cool. And especially if they go to international markets and they would say in the UK, the gray is really trending right now for whatever reasons, but data tells us if you have got a showroom in the UK, just make sure you put this one because this one's now trending. Not what was 2 years ago, because for example, a lot of things are trends. Fantastic. Absolutely love it. Now talk me through how it all started. You're the co-founder, you're the CEO. How did it all started? How did you find that product market fit? Where is this idea from?
Well, that's an interesting question. Well, everything started 7 years ago. It's 8 years now, I think. I co-founded a software development agency with my previous business partner. And, there was quite a lot of other software development agencies on the market back then. So we were looking for something to differentiate. My background is robotics and I studied industrial processes. So I understand the manufacturing world pretty well. And back then there was like this niche opportunity with digital transformation in manufacturing that nobody seemed to be doing anything about. And there was also a lot of government initiatives, so EU funding. So we were quite successful in acquiring, the first project that got us into conversations with various different manufacturing companies. And we were doing like business software integrations, KPI dashboards, stuff like that. And one thing was really standing out everywhere we came is that everybody was complaining that their data was a big pile of crap. So basically, when we started analyzing where the crappy data was coming from, it was actually coming from sales. So sales was the one defining the composition of the order. So what the customer wanted, the bill of materials and everything that goes along with it. And there was a lot of times when there were errors in this configuration because the sales guy, they just want to sell. They don't care about being accurate. And then the head of production has all sorts of headaches because the customer ordered something that cannot be produced, for example. So a combination that doesn't work together. And we started talking with a few customers and said, okay, we can try to build a solution that's going to solve that. So they said, yeah, let's try it. And this is how we actually acquired our first 10 customers. Back then, still as a service business. And then I started isolating a part of our team in that company. So we were at 40 employees at the time. I think we set apart a team of 8 people that started working on basically streamlining the approach to make building configurators easier for us at the beginning. So it was a development framework, actually. And then after 20 projects or so, the whole thing started to look very interesting. It sounded to have this product smell, something that could be repeated. And then me and my business partner decided to basically split ways. I went, create a spin-off. So I took this part of isolated team, created a standalone company. And my co-founder, Tilan, was actually my first employee in the previous company. And he joined SalesSqueze as a co-founder and our CTO, because he's the brain behind the system. And then we started the transition. So this happened in 2021. We started the transition to move from a service-oriented company towards a product company. And I'm 100% confident to say that we've succeeded. Yeah, that's where we are today.
Yeah, you definitely have. What a success story, but beautiful. So you come from robotics, software, this side, and obviously you knew that there is a lot that you can improve, not knowing exactly what. And I love the approach, sales, because that's where the money is. If you're going to convince someone that you can improve something, usually the company owners, CEOs, if I can improve your sales, hey, just imagine there's 10% more revenue. There's nothing changes, and the software actually allows you to unlock this. They are all ears. So fantastic. And then the next very important step is productizing this, right? Because then you're going to go to the next person and say, look, we've done this for this guys and this guys and this guys, and it works. And we just basically improving this product. Fantastic success story. Absolutely love it. So was it difficult to find the first few clients? Is that what worked for you? Is that personal network? But you come from not as much from a manufacturing world, although you had probably some connections. How did you find those first 10 clients you've mentioned?
Well, first 2 were basically connections that we already have from, other projects, but later on it was pure sales work. So we looked around our 20, 30 kilometer radius, who would, a potential, who would have the most benefits from this. And we just started reaching out to them. So, they were immediately interested. They're still our customers. So, yeah, that was kind of the first. Now, as we are expanding and growing as a company, this, ICP and knowing who we can really add value to is becoming increasingly more important. So at the beginning, we were just shooting at everybody, but we evolved also as a company and as a product. So we are now pretty laser focused in who we can help and how do we reach out to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, love it. Absolutely great way to approach it. Go locally, right? It's easier to start these connections. I take it was a few years before the COVID, so maybe those online connections were not just a standard. You had to go more often in person and see someone. That's how business used to be now. One good thing that COVID brought to us is connections on Zoom, on any other platforms like this are so much easier. Okay, now, fantastic story and great growth, great product from what I hear. What are the plans now for, the next year, next 3 years? You said you really niche down, or still really trying to pinpoint exactly who you're serving and how. Is it expansion to different markets? Is it expansion to a couple different niches? What are the plans?
Well, it started in 2023 when we really decided we want to move out of our local markets. So we were mostly operating in Slovenian market and then a few customers in Croatia, some in Austria, but that was about it. And then in 2023, we decided that it's time to try and find the same level of problem and challenges that businesses have also on other markets. So that meant communicating in a different language, doing business quite, in a different country that's, further away from us and stuff like that. So we started doing this, and at first it showed like we're not gonna be successful with that. But eventually we figured out who are the businesses we want to talk to and who has the challenges that we can really help with. And we started expanding like at the end of 2023, first in Germany, and then throughout 2024, basically globally. So we are currently present in 15 markets, mostly around Europe, but also US. And our biggest customers use the platform to operate on 90 plus markets. So basically our platform is present in most of the world.
Amazing. Amazing. So any more approach in niching down, or now you know exactly who that is? The market is big enough for who you identified already.
So currently we are really passionate about the construction industry in general. So we are working with a lot of companies in the building products and building material market, and also outdoor solutions. So we started working last year with a lot of resellers. And what we learned is that there's a huge demand for what we do. So we got like increasing amount of inbound requests from various different companies, mostly smaller ones. And what's common to everybody is they buy products from a certain supplier. And when we started thinking about our approach, we actually asked them for an intro to the supplier. So that's how we structured our go-to-market approach. So we basically talk with the dealers or resellers. They get us an intro because these are the kind of tools they need to actually earn a living. And, for the manufacturer, everything that helps them streamline in this world where there's a shortage of everything, including the stuff, that has a lot of benefits for them. So this is how we currently operate. We basically use the information that dealers provide and their demand to introduce ourselves to the manufacturer and then work together with them to build a solution that helps them and the network.
Awesome. Amazing. So you mentioned quite a lot of inbound leads. Do you do anything? Where are they coming from? Are they finding you? Are you well known in the world of those manufacturers? Is your online presence, what in terms of digital marketing has been working for you?
Well, one of the biggest things that works really well is advertising. So basically showcasing a product that they also sell. So how it is configured, how it works in an ad, and this is like a huge demand generation channel for us. The second thing is my personal LinkedIn presence. So there's a lot of warm conversations coming from that part. I wouldn't say we close sales through LinkedIn because that's not true, but we do generate interest there. And the last part is direct outreach. So we try to talk with a lot of resellers to figure out how we can help them. And this is currently our only interest. So how to help them be more efficient, sell more, and eventually help the manufacturer sell.
Okay, really cool. In this growth, are you predicting any challenges in that next step for your growth? Is there anything? Because clearly you've got leads, you've got presence online, you've got some amazing clients. You've mentioned a few of them stayed from the very beginning. The first client's still with you, right? So I'm pretty sure you just make them addicted to your software at this stage, right? If they've been selling and they will be just scared of dropping it, and what do I go back to? PDF, right? And old school. So what are the challenges in your growth right now?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is building a team that knows what they do. So that's, if you talk about any other software vertical like CRM, ERP, I don't know, communications, whatever, there's a lot of people discussing this. There's a lot of, people with experience with this kind of, on the programming part, on the sales part, on the implementation part, architecture, everything, you can find them. For us, designing product configurators that are actually able to be maintained on the long run throughout the product lifecycle. So it's not a one-time job that you build something and it's obsolete after 6 months, because you would have to invest another 50K to reprogram it. So building that requires a lot of knowledge, and there's no way to gain this knowledge on the market. So there's no school for it. There's no courses. It's very hard to find it. It's no standardization. So it's like we have to invent everything and we have to train our own staff. So that's probably the biggest challenge that we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of growth, I think the building product and material market is currently growing rapidly because we have a housing crisis on most developed markets, and there's initiatives and funding available all over the place to basically build new houses. And that's gonna fuel up the industry quite some time going forward. So I think we are able to build a unicorn company just on that vertical.
Amazing. Yeah, I completely agree. Obviously, the houses are needed in pretty much every country now. There is shortage, and it's a big domino effect, right? So obviously they build a house, but there's going to be so much more things and products needed, all the way from actually construction and building this, all the way to final touches, decorations, and couple sofas.
And one thing that is very interesting in this vertical, so like I'm gonna give you a short 10-second test. Look around you. You live in a building or you work in a building where there's thousands of materials embedded. Can you name one brand that you find around you?
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. You're right. Obviously, there are tables, some super cool things. If I'll probably Google a picture of it, I'll find, but I have no clue who made this.
Yeah. So you know who made your Nikes, you know who made your BMW, you know who made your, I don't know, but for your windows or your doors that you spend 10,000 euros on, you have zero connection to the brand, because it's usually communicated through an installer. So this is a very, very important topic for us to help companies establish their brand presence globally. In building materials, the only company that really does this well is Velux. So they are known for the rooftop windows, and there's probably zero other brands you can think about when you talk about for the roof windows. But all the others are exactly the same. So that's one of the major things going forward. We would like to help form leading brands in building products.
Really cool. Yeah. And you're absolutely spot on. I couldn't. Yeah. Velux is the only one that I was about to mention, and you mentioned it. But yeah, apart from that, I don't know. Who made windows and radiators and I don't know anything else, right? And carpets or skirting boards, anything of this, and furniture. It's another, we know retailers, the places we go to and buy them from, but who actually makes that? What brand is it? We don't know. Really cool. And on top of that, when we were discussing, I'm thinking, because obviously we're on the doorstep of AI agents taking responsibility of selling. You give them a tool to do that, because now add conversational language to this, and AI has got a language, so oh, you like it in this color and that modification, and suggesting the most attractive upsells, right? Or purchase this, and AI will know if they purchase this, the natural upsell for this will be this, for example, right? You are on a doorstep of utilizing that massive market, because the AI is going to need all that support as well, right? With proper tool, they will operate the tool, but they're not going to, have a way of selling like other persons. So they just need to use that.
We actually, so I'm disclosing this. It's a little bit of top secret at the moment, but let's say our grand vision is to use all the information that we know about how people interact with product experiences and how they purchase products. So how do they choose configurations, which options are left default and which are actually selected and stuff like that. So use all that information to train our own AI engine that will be able to recognize patterns, differentiate between customers, and then actually do the work that sales clerks are doing today. So basically, when a reseller tries to sell windows, they usually consult the manufacturer. They are the ones preparing the offer for them, and they can just, add the markup on top and their services and send it to the customer. We would like to automate this entire process. Why? Not because we are trying to replace people, but because there's a huge lack of qualified people to do this job. And there's more value-added, tasks to be completed inside these companies. So, whatever they have from the workforce could focus on adding the value, not pushing paperwork.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Really cool project. And I like you being on top of everything. Talent is always difficult to find. You know, me and you are CEO, so we know, okay, if I can find the top pass, I'll pay top dollar. And then because I equip you with proper tools, AI, and you can do the job of few more people, right? Because the boring stuff is automated, and you can analyze the data in a fraction of the time that it takes looking through spreadsheets and paperwork.
Yeah, but still keep the essence of the business alive. So we don't want to remove the human interaction, because that's not the way customers want to buy. So part of the good customer experience is a human to human connection, but you don't need a human to human connection to prepare a quotation or process an order. That could be completely automated. So humans have actually time available to sit down, discuss a deal, try to figure out what's the best solution, and actually being able to take 15 or 30 minutes to do that. That's currently not possible because they push out huge number of quotations and orders every year. So that's what we are trying to do here.
Really cool. Really cool. I wish you good luck with everything. Now, tell me if any of our listeners here are interested to learning more. Where could I find more information? Is your website better? Maybe some social channel, or where would you like someone to go and find out more what you do?
Well, first of all, there's always our website where we try to post a lot of interesting content. You can find live examples. You can find like customer use cases and success stories. To figure out how you could potentially use this in your operations and then go to market. But if anybody would like to talk to me personally, I do a lot of conversations and also consulting work on this part. You can always find me on LinkedIn. I post a lot of content there, like trying to get my point of view out, why it is necessary to simplify, and talking about the manufacturing sales category. So you can find me on LinkedIn, connect with me, send me a direct message. I'm always open to conversations.
Awesome. We'll leave the links below here. So if someone is interested, contact Leon, and go on their website and check them out. Now, Leon, thank you very much for this conversation. Very, very fruitful, very interesting to hear, and even with your plans for the future and how you see the sales and how you optimize this. I'm so grateful that you joined me today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It was a pleasure.